Thank you, dear. Alrighty, well, welcome to Friday morning, level 1 yoga. So hopefully everybody is, anybody just wake up and roll out of bed? As you say, a couple of you guys look like you might have. So good, hopefully this will be a nice way to wake up for you. As Kent can attest to, it feels right now to me a lot like there is, every time I turn on the radio, or turn on the television, or I look at Facebook, I end up like, and he's like, turn it off, and I have to come back and calm down. And, I'm amazed at some of the things you see on the news, some of the things you don't see on the news that are going on in the world. Some of the things that friends post, friends whom I love, and I respect their opinions. And I think, oh my gosh, that's out there now in the world forever. Stuff you put online never goes away. And Susan reminded me, she's been doing 4-7-8 breath work a lot to help calm down. And it's something that I've kind of gotten out of doing. So guess what we're going to do this morning? So as you come, find an easy seated position and really make certain that honors your body. So whether it's Sukhasana, Vajrasana, sitting up on something, whatever it takes. And then stack your body and close your eyes. Lift up through the spine to give yourself plenty of space to breathe in. And for me, I'm going to bring my index finger and thumb together and then place my palms down because I need to contain some of that energy. But if you need to bring energy in, like if you just got out of bed, you might have your palms up. And in order to do this breath work effectively, I think it helps to first come to Samavriti, or same breath in and out. Keeping the shoulders calm, feeling the abdomen as it expands and then contracts with the breath. Noticing where your head is tilted, so if your nose is pointed towards the floor, lift the head up so it's parallel to the floor, the nose, not the head. And then notice that nice even in and out breath work. With your next inhale, take a nice full inhale and then drop your jaw and exhale it all the way out. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhaling and then exhale. Do that again on your own. And after that third, as we inhale, I'll count. So when I hear you, I'll exhale. And inhale, 2, 3, 4. Retain it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Retain, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Retain, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take a nice big inhale and then drop the jaw and exhale completely. And let your breath return to its own normal pattern. Again, seeking that Samavriti, even in and out breath. This is a great one, whether you just need to calm down. Maybe you've got an interview you're going to, a difficult relative you're getting ready to deal with, or just trying to fall asleep. That 4-7-8 breath followed by Samavriti, in and out, can be really relaxing. Take a moment here to set your intention for your mat today. Obviously, mine is going to be finding grounding and presence on my mat, but yours can be entirely different, and that's okay. They'll live together just fine. As you've got your intention set, go ahead and bring your hands together at your heart center to Anjali Mudra, and on an exhale, gently bow the head, bringing the fingertips perhaps a little closer up to the forehead, or the forehead closer to the fingertips, feeling the back of the neck open. And on an inhale, lift the head up, let the eyes flutter open, and let the hands come down around the hips. If you are using a playlist, I didn't send one out this morning, Pad, but if you're using a playlist, you might want to go ahead and start that now. And I will get ours started, hopefully here in the studio. I do want to make certain if you don't have 2 blocks, I'm going to go grab you 2 blocks. And I'd like you, while I'm doing that, to bring your hands together at your heart center for Anjali Mudra. We're going to do some cat-cows, and as we do those cat-cows, I'll get you the blocks in just a minute. As we do the cat-cows, the seated cat-cows, I'd like you on an inhale to lift the heart and let the fingers roll up. Lift the elbows towards the sky. As you exhale and you roll and press towards that cat, you do just the opposite. Keep going that way, rolling the fingers up and down, opening the back while I get some props for some folks here. And I'm going to give you 2 so that you've got 2 of the same kind, okay? Oh, there we go. Nice, daughter. There we go. As you do that, feel the breath moving all the way up and down. Feel the throat opening, hopefully. Oops, I'm sorry. Let me get yours. I ignored Nikki. And notice, too, what's happening in the back. Can you feel this all the way up and down the spine? We'll move to a more traditional cat-cow in just a moment. The next time you find your hands and your back in a neutral position, you can stop there and let the hands come down by the hips. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up, noticing if you're heading back into that banana back, pulling the ribs in, and then exhaling the hands down to the heart center. 2 more times. Inhale the arms, maybe the eyes even reach up, and exhale, hands down to the heart center. 1 more time. And on your next inhale, draw those arms all the way up, twist to the right. Let the left hand float down to the right knee, the right hand float to the floor. Lift through the heart, exhale and twist. So even as we lift through the heart, we want to be mindful of the back. In a twist, we don't want a back bend in there, right? We want just a nice stable spine. Take a few deep breaths here, enjoying your twist, really planting that left hip and that left knee as you twist right. On your next inhale, float the arms up and unwind, coming back through the center. Stretch up, exhale, and twist to the left. Right hand to the left knee, nice easy twist. You can play with the neck, checking it out, looking over first one shoulder and then the other. And then on an inhale, let everything float back up to the center, coming back through and drawing the hands down by the heart. We're going to take an inhale, stretch the arms all the way up. Now I want you to lift through the arms and take the chest parallel towards the floor. So don't curl your spine. Take your chest straight out. Lead with the heart. And when you've gone as far as you can comfortably go, let the hands press down onto the mat, tent the fingers, and exhale, seeing now can you curl the back and draw the head in line with the arms. You should feel this stretch down through the lower hips, not the upper back. If you're feeling it in the upper back or the neck, walk your hands in closer. Take 1 more breath. And then begin to walk the hands back in by the legs. Go ahead and, if you're on a prop, rock forward so you can take that prop away. I think I might have been the only one, me and Kent. And come forward, finding your tabletop position. As you set up for this nice solid tabletop, we'll enjoy 3 down dogs. So lift the sit bones, let the belly drop, and lift the heart. And then reverse that, starting at the sacrum, dropping the sacrum towards the ground, lifting through the spine, dropping the head. Keep going with your own breath, exploring your spine and feeling the difference here between the seated cat-cow and the traditional version. And the next time you find your spine coming through a neutral position, stop there. Stretch your right arm out, lift your left leg, stretching it out just to hip height. Make certain that you're pressing away with the left hand, so the left shoulder lifts. Pull the belly in, and then exhale and crunch. We'll do 3 of these today. Nice, long stretches in and out. And then drop your right fingers down, tenting them like we did in that earlier stretch. Drop the left toes straight down and press back, letting the left elbow bend, taking this nice long crossbody stretch. You should be pressing into that left heel so you get that calf stretch and the right fingers. Inhale, pressing back up to a neutral table. And stretch the left arm out, reach the right leg back. Refine this pose by pressing that mat away with the right hand to lift yourself higher, pulling the belly up and in. Push through the hand and the leg, and then exhale and curl in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, stretch out. Drop those left fingers down, tented, stretched out. Drop the right toes straight down. And then as you bend that right elbow, pressing the left fingers in, stretch into that right calf. Inhale, pressing back up. Drop the left hand and the right knee back into your tabletop position. From here, take the hands slightly forward or the knees slightly back. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, and find your down dog. Go ahead and walk out this dog, taking a moment to get comfortable on your mat. Notice if you're moving the legs quickly, try to slow the legs down so that it's one breath, one movement. And then still your down dog. Look forward at your hands, pressing the hands away from you on the mat, rolling the shoulders apart, lifting the hips in the air, and then exhale and drop those heels a little closer to the ground. One more big breath here, and then exhale and drop right back down into your tabletop, bending those knees, coming back into this tabletop. From your tabletop, walk your hands out in front. Exhale, keep the hips lifted and dip the front body down, finding puppy. Now in this puppy, we want the arms to be so far extended that we are able to press into the palms, flattening the arms. Sorry, I'm looking around to see how everybody's doing. Flattening the arms and bringing the arms flat down onto the mat. Now maybe the head comes forward and the chin rests on the mat. Maybe you can get your upper chest down towards the mat. Lots of shoulder opening there. Take one more breath here. And then inhale, lift up, bring the hands back in towards your tabletop position. Draw your right knee into the middle of the mat. Lift the left knee up and over, finding the floor on the other side. Sweep the feet out nice and wide. And again, take the hands out in front of you on the mat. Exhale, press back through the hips. And you can move the hands. What we want to do is to be able to press back through the hips, rolling that right knee up off the mat. This is a little stretch from Desiree. So, Nikki, can you take your feet and try to bring the knees closer together? So nestle that left knee right up, there you go. And then take your feet nice and wide on the mat. There you go. Now, now as you push back through the hip, now as you press back and down through the hip, your right knee will start to pop up. And then inhale, coming back through, keep the feet right where they are, walk the hands back by the knees, and start to press back, finding Gomukhasana legs. Now check in if both sit bones don't want to hit the ground. Yep, I love it. A couple people just like grabbed their blocks and popped it underneath their bottoms. I usually have to do that. Now we're going to add in the shoulders for Gomukhasana stretch here. So if you know that you don't like to reach back and grab your fingers, you can use a strap, or you can just grab your shirt. All right. If your strap is not there, don't feel like you have to have it. All right. Take those arms out, zombie arms in front of you. Pull the shoulders back in line, and then flip that right palm up towards the sky. Reach the arm up and take the left arm over. Encourage that arm further back behind the ear, and then reach all the way down your back, grasping your shirt, a strap, whatever. Take that left arm out and rotate the thumb towards the ground. Reach behind you like you're trying to touch the wall, and then bend the elbow. That'll give you a little bit more space in that shoulder. If you got your strap or your shirt, you just start working those fingers towards each other, pulling the right elbow up and the left elbow down. Breathe. This is a good one too to check in on the back. Sometimes we banana back to get there. So we want to think about pulling in, corseting those ribs, pressing the sit bones towards the floor. When you let go, this can be kind of intense on the arms. You don't realize it till you let go. So when you let go, float those arms opposite each other and then bring them around. You can roll the shoulders a little bit if you'd like. If you're using that strap, take it off to the side. Bring the hands behind the hips and rock yourself forward to unpretzel your legs. You need to do a little hip action there. That's okay. From here, take those fingers out in front again. We're headed right back to that puppy pose. Lifting the hips high, dropping the heart down. Be gentle and slow here. That's when we can explore, oh, maybe I can go a little deeper second time through. Maybe I went too far first time through and I can't go as far this time. Then walk the hands in, coming back through your table. Take a nice deep breath here. And then we're going to draw the left knee all the way in so it's snug with the right knee. Lift the right knee up and draw it over again, keeping it nice and snug. Walk the feet out as wide as you can. Sometimes you have to just grab a foot and put it where you want, and that's okay. Then press down and back with the hips as you push out through the hands, stretching the spine. Again, we want to feel this like you would in pigeon through the hips. Inhale, pressing back up, and then walk the hands back, dropping the hips down in between the legs, heading towards Gomukhasana. Check in on, we didn't really do it on the other side, check in on the feet. Ideally in Gomukhasana, we want the feet to be at about the same distance forward or back on the hips, rather than one way out in front and one way out in back. We'll add those shoulders, so lift up through the heart, pressing both sit bones down, take the arms both out, draw the shoulders in, flip that left palm, reach up, and then use the right arm. I'm always amazed. I can get it further back. And then drop the left hand down behind the back. Take the right arm out, spin that thumb down, reach behind you to open up the shoulder, and then bend. And see if you can walk the fingers closer together. Press the left elbow up and the right elbow down. Love it. The real trick in this one is, can you smile while you're doing it? Most of us look like, oh dear God. And then release your hands, let them float up, unwind them, and roll those shoulders a little bit. Go ahead, bring the hands back behind the hips, rock yourself forward, and press through your table. From here, draw your right foot forward and find a low lunge. Check in first in this low lunge. You can keep the toes tucked here if you'd like. And we are going to head to a half Hanuman. So if you know I don't like stretching back, then go ahead and make certain that you've got 2 blocks on either side of your mat. All right? All right, so from this low lunge, I'd like you to dig your left toes in, lift up the left knee, and take it back a little bit so that you've got a steeper angle on that left thigh. Beautiful. Now, without moving the hands, keeping them either on the floor or the blocks, can you press the hips ever so gently forward towards your right heel? Just feeling that intensify the stretch in the left. Nikki's like, yeah, nope, this is good. She's really open. She's really open. I've forgotten I did hips last time too. All right, lift up, pulling the hips back, and start to walk yourself, stretching that right leg out. Again, if it's hard to do this without curling the spine, just grab your blocks, give yourself the space to lift up and work the legs, which is what we want to work. Pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Flex the foot, so make certain that the toes are all in one plane. Does that make sense? Parallel to the short edge of your mat. You can stay here or you can exhale, bending the elbows and drawing the heart closer to the knee or the shin. Couple of breaths in this position. And then inhale, stretching up. We're going to take that left hand and reach over to the right side of your foot. If you can't reach the right side of your foot, yep, just grab the shin, whatever you can grab hold of. Now I want you to think about pulling through the core, drawing the right foot in as you lift up. Beautiful. And then set that foot down. Let the left hand come back. We're going to lift up through the heart and see, can you do that without the help of the hand? So flex the right foot, pull the right hip back, and lift that right leg up. And then drop it. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, Martha? You're like, move. Walk the blocks forward, finding your lunge, push those hips forward, lift the heart, and let the arms float up. Exhale the hands down, finding a clasp, and press the hands towards the left heel, lifting through the heart. Release the hands, letting them float up, coming back to a neutral low lunge. Bring the hands down to frame that front foot. Back toe is tucked. You can either step or hop. Switch your legs. Once you come to that lunge, though, check in on that back, that right leg, to make certain that you've got a nice steep angle on that leg. And then with hands on either the finger on the floor or the mat, hopefully your fingers are on your hands, press your hips towards your left heel. Just feeling that stretch. And then inhale, drawing the hips back, stretch through the left leg. I like my blocks in half Hanuman, so I'm going to stretch back with the blocks. Keep the hips high and lifted. Resist the urge to drop down. I see that a lot. Back toe hopefully is tucked. Flex the left toes towards the face, and then begin to draw the heart down. Check in again on the feet. Make certain that they're parallel, all 5 toes parallel to the short edge. Inhale, lifting up with the heart. Draw that right arm over to the outside of the left foot. Pull the hip back and up, lifting the foot. And then place the foot down on the ground. Bring the hand back to the blocks. Try not to shift your upper body as you pull back with the core and lift the left leg up. It's hard not to use your upper body to help you. Drop the foot, walk the blocks back to your lunge. Hands come down to the floor, pull those hips forward, lift through the heart. We do still want to make certain, look down. I had my foot too far back. We don't want to be forward of our knee here. Inhale, lift the arms up, bring the hands down, and find your funky grip. Find that extra finger as you press the fingers down towards your right heel. Nice big breath. In and out. And then release the clasp. Let the hands come all the way up. Press back up to a neutral low lunge. Hands come down to frame the foot. Dig the back toes in. Lift up and press back, finding a plank. And then lifting up back to your down dog. Take 3 breaths in this down dog. The end of that 3rd breath, bend the knees and again come down to a seated position on your mat. Swinging your feet in front of you, planting the feet firmly. Drop the hands back behind you. I could be mean here and throw in an upward facing table for Susan, but I won't do that. She hates that pose. Lift the right foot up and cross that right foot over the left knee. So we're in a seated pigeon here. We're actually going to do, I was trying to count how many pigeon variations I have without doing traditional pigeon today. So draw that right knee away from your hip. And then pull your heart forward And perhaps you can walk the hands closer to the hips. The hips might walk closer to that front heel, but resist the urge to go in so far that you're curling. Try to keep the heart happy and lifted. Feet flexed to protect the knees. Pressing that right knee out and away, no matter how far in you came. Give yourself a little space, backing off of this, and switch the legs out. Right foot plants down. Notice the difference as you lift the left leg up. Is it easier, more difficult? And then you can start to walk the feet in. Walk the hands in, however you want to accordion your body in on this pose. It's all good. Again, watch those toes because there's a tendency to want to let the feet kind of go like this, right? Where the toes are in a different plane. So you want to imagine you're standing on a floor, flexing that foot. Keep pressing that left knee away. And then release, walking the hips back. Press the feet down. Come all the way onto your back. Take the feet as wide apart as your mat. Let your arms stretch out long, giving the wrists a little bit of a break. And rock the knees first to the right. And then up through the center and off to the left. Come back through the center, draw the left foot in next to the left hip bone, or left sit bone. Draw the right foot up, and we're headed back to a supine pigeon from a seated pigeon. So right foot crosses left ankle, press that knee away, and then inhale, drawing the left leg up. Your hands can thread through, grasping the left thigh, or they can reach through and find the left shin. Keep pressing the right knee away from the right shoulder, lengthening right hip away from right shoulder. Whatever your hands are holding on to, release that. Stretch the left leg up towards the sky. Grasp the fleshy part of the thigh again on the left side. Gently draw the left thigh in as you press the right knee out. Try to keep the sacrum flat on the ground here. And then draw your left foot down, take it to the outside of your left hip. Let your arms go out long again and draw your knees off to the right, finding a bound supine twist. Keep the shoulders calm and quiet on the mat. Breathe through the twist, drawing the back of the left rib cage towards the floor. Inhale the knees up. Unwind the legs, bring the right foot down about 6 to 10 inches away from that right sit bone. Left leg comes up and over, and we press the left knee away. Inhale and draw the knees in towards the chest, grasping again either the fleshy part of the right thigh or the right shin. Pushing the left knee out and away. You can use the left elbow to help you, or you can intensify that by making it an active stretch, taking the elbow off and making the left leg do the work. Release the right hand, stretch the right leg up towards the sky. Again, grasp the fleshy part of the thigh, press the thigh towards your face as you're resisting back into the hands with the right thigh, pushing through the right heel. Keep pressing that left knee out. Both legs are very active here. And then bend that right knee, bring the foot down to the mat to the outside of the right hip, arms go out long, and the knees go off to the left. Again, we're in a bound supine twist. Inhale the knees back up through the center, unwind the legs, bring both shins in towards the chest, crossing the feet at the ankles, grasp the knees, and rock forward and back. A little bit of core here. Now when you come all the way up, see, can you come up and come to a standing position? I have to use my hands to help me. Keep your legs twisted up here as you stand up, and plant both feet. Look down and try to get them as close together as side by side as you can. Doesn't matter which leg's in front and which leg's in back, all right? Press down through all four corners of those feet. Inhale, lift the arms up. Keep a bend in those knees as you exhale and find a fold here. You're like, what? We haven't even done a sun salutation. What are you doing to me? With the hands down on the mat, go ahead and bend the knees, unwinding the legs. Take them hip distance apart. Inhale, come halfway up for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep eyes and arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Draw that left foot into the midline of the mat and then cross the right foot over, finding that twist on, actually, whichever way you did it, do the opposite, right? You might not have had your feet crossed the same way I did. Press the thighs into each other to straighten the legs and press down through the feet for stability. Pull the belly in and up. And then inhale, sweeping the eyes and the arms up. Go ahead and bend those knees. If it helps you, take a forward fold here. Hinging back from the hips, not from the waist or the belly. Once you get the hands all the way down there, so you have 4 points of stability, now press into all 4 feet, lift the hips and try to straighten the legs more by pressing the thighs into each other. Press into the hands, bend the knees, unwind those feet, take them hip distance apart. Inhale, halfway up for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Bring the hands to the hips this time, pull the elbows together, bend the knees and rise all the way up. And exhale, hands down to the heart center. Go ahead and shake it all out. If you need a drink, go ahead and grab one. And we're gonna meet back, actually, if you think about, okay, where am I at? All right. Oh, yay. Okay. All right, we're going to meet at the top of our mat when you're ready. Once again, I have a problem with disappearing drinks here in the studio. All right, once you come back to the top of your mat, and if anybody needs a water, if you don't have one, no, we have them for free up there at the front. All right. Press down through the feet, build your mountain pose here, and notice the hips. How do they feel? Are they open? Are they even? Can you press back through the thighs, lift up through the belly, engage the glutes? Roll the shoulders back and apart, lift the heart. Inhale, stretch, reach all the way up, maybe look up. Exhale, forward fold, nice big swan dive down. Inhale, halfway. We'll take a couple of sun salutation A's here. Plant the hands, step or hop back to your plank. Remember, this could be knees up, knees down, whatever works for you. Exhale, chaturanga and hover, and then come all the way down. We'll add a sphinx into this first one. So draw the elbows underneath the shoulders, hands flat on the ground, roll the heart forward and up, pressing down through the pelvis, down through the toes. Feel those knees pop up. Breathe. Exhale, unwind, draw the hands back by the heart, tuck the toes, come through a table for this first one, and then push the booty up and back and find down dog. Just kind of unwinding, taking a few breaths. I'm taking some liberty with our sun salutations here because we're going to add a low lunge in. So when you're ready, plant that left foot and lift the right leg up, bend the right knee, drawing it in, place the foot in between the thumbs. Drop the left knee down. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Imagine you're hooking your sternum and lifting your heart. Lean forward over the leg, draw the left elbow over the right thigh, find a prayer twist. Now you're welcome to stay here to lift up to a high lunge. It's your choice. If you lifted to the high lunge, drop the left knee down. Come back through the center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands down to frame that front foot. Lift through the back leg and draw the right toes as quietly as you can back. Exhale, lift the hips back to down dog. We did it on one side, so we got to do it on the other. Step that right foot down. Lift the left leg up. Draw the knee in, finding your low lunge. Plant that right knee, lift up. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Hook that sternum and lift for length. Lean over the front leg and draw right elbow over left thigh, finding your prayer twist. You can dig those back toes in and lift up to a high lunge with a twist or not. Drop that knee back down. If you lifted it, come back through the center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands down to frame that front foot. Stretch through for your runner's lunge. Pull up through the core, and again, quietly press the left leg back by the right. Lift the hips up, coming back to your down dog, and taking 3 breaths. On your 4th inhale, look forward, bend the knees, and behind the exhale, step or hop up, finding forward fold. Remembering you're always welcome to add or subtract from intensity. Inhale halfway when you arrive. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep eyes and arms all the way up. Nice big breath. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, finding your plank. Take a breath in this plank, checking your form. Straight line, shoulders, hips, heels. Rolling the heels back behind you, lifting out through the head long. Exhale, chaturanga. Beautiful, come all the way down and press up, baby cobra. Exhale, come all the way down. Then inhale, lift back up for baby cobra. Find your cobra and then hover your hands. Yes, floating them up, up, up. Yes, love it, love it, love it. Exhale, come down. Tuck those toes, reverse your plank and press back down dog. Go ahead and walk this dog out, noticing, oh, when I lifted my hands, did I tweak my back? If you did, keep going. Walk that dog out, roll the hips, do whatever you need to do to even things out down there. This time, lift your right leg up. Draw the knee in, place the foot in between the hands. Staying in high lunge, you can either bring the hands to your knees to get your stability, or you can inhale straight up. As you exhale, bring the hands back down behind the back, clasping the hands, press the hands towards the left heel, lift through the heart. Exhale and fold over the front knee. Don't go all the way to humble warrior. We're going to get there in just a minute. Inhale, lifting up, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale the hands down to frame that front foot. Step back, lifting through the hips and drawing right foot back by left. Lift up, finding down dog. Take a breath and plant that right foot on an inhale. Lift the left leg up, finding high lunge. Pull the knee in. Set the foot in between the hands. Scissor those legs. Pull the hips together. Inhale, rise up. Beautiful. I love it. Nikki just planted that back heel when balance got in the way, right? Again, drop the hands down behind you. Try to find the funky grip this time. Press the hands towards the back heel. Lift the heart. It is a balance challenge. And if you'd like, exhale, come down and just bring the chest parallel or on the thigh. Inhale, lifting back up. Hands rise to the ceiling. Exhale, hands down to frame the front foot. Pull up through that core and quietly draw left foot back by right. Lift those hips and breathe. We got to add one more flourish in here, and I'm going to apologize. Kent hates this pose. Lift the right leg up. We're headed to three-legged dog with a twist. So bend that right knee. Bring the right heel in towards the right hip. Keep the leg lifted and bring the heel in and then lift the right knee up. Exhale the left heel towards the floor as you draw the right knee higher. Pull the left shoulder down and forward. Square the hips off, stretch the leg out. Draw right foot down by left. Beautiful. Drop those knees and press back into a kneeling position or a child's pose, your choice. They'll kind of tell me where folks are. Okay, cool. I got a couple child's pose going here. All right. I know a couple of you are confused with the down dog, so I wanted you on the other side to know where we were headed. Did I just surprise you, or had you not done that before? Sometimes if you don't know where you're headed and you're like, oh, we don't call it that. So three-legged dog. If you need a rest, stay in child's pose. If you want to look at three-legged dog, you can look up and come to kneeling. So from down dog, we plant one foot, lift the other, bend the knee, and you're trying to get the heel in close to the glute. And then you start to lift the knee, drop the grounding heel. Your shoulders are going to want to twist. So you can get a deeper twist. We want you to pull the shoulders forward and then square the hips, stretch the leg off, and draw the foot down. All right? So let's do that on the other side, or the left side. So find your down dog. Take a moment to think, because you're getting twisted up. So it's like, wait, left, right, what's going on? Lift your left leg up and stretch through that leg. Now bend the knee, the left knee, and draw the foot as close to your butt as you can, keeping the knee lifted. There you go, Nikki. Now pull the left knee up towards the sky and drop that right heel down. Notice your right shoulder wants to pull away. Pull it towards the front of the mat. Yes, beautiful, ladies. Square the hips off, stretch the leg out, and draw the left leg down by the right. Back to your down dog. With an exhale, walk your hands back by your heels, coming to a forward fold at the back of your mat. When you get there, inhale halfway up. Exhale and fold. Now plant the hands, and like we did earlier in class with the hands down here, we're going to bend the knees, draw the right foot over the left, placing them side by side. So let me grab your blocks for you. If your hands won't reach, just grab blocks and use them. Beautiful. Now here you can practice again, pressing those thighs into each other, lifting the sit bones, pulling the belly up and in, dropping the heart. Bend the knees, draw the right foot over, and then lift that left leg up and place it to the outside of the right foot. Start to lift through the sit bones, pressing the thighs towards the wall behind you. Bend those knees, unwind the legs, walk back out, finding your down dog. All right, lift your right leg up. We're headed to warrior one. So draw the right knee in, place the foot in between the hands. I like to walk that right foot a little further out wide and then place the left foot a little wider to give my hips space so I can inhale and come up, finding my warrior one. Once you're here, it's not like, gymnastics. You can bring your hands to your hips and refine your pose and lift back up as you're ready. Now let's add in that humble warrior. So draw your hands back down behind you, clasping the hands. Stamp the left heel down and imagine that's pulling your hands closer. Lift through your heart. And then exhale and draw your right shoulder to the inside of your right knee. If you don't want to go for full humble warrior, just stop at your thigh like we did earlier. Drawing the arms up overhead. Beautiful. Now look down and make certain your right knee is stacked right over your right ankle. If it's not, shift your weight so that you can get that stacking. Beautiful. Now pull your right butt cheek towards your left heel. There's no other graceful way to say that. Draw your hands back by your hips to give you some leverage. Inhale and rise back up to your warrior one. Nice big stretch. Exhale, bring your hands down and bring them to the inside of the right foot. Walk them slightly forward. I think we did this last time too, Nikki, didn't we? Pull that right hip back towards the left heel, which you're stamping firmly into the ground. Walk your hands out and see if you can drop your head in line with your arms for warrior one. Base, up, down dog, upper body. From here, walk the hands back in, frame the front foot, pivot so you're in a runner's lunge. Step into the right foot, inhale the left foot up by the right. Shake the legs out. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. We're going to vinyasa our way back to down dog. So inhale, all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, step or hop back, finding your plank. Your choice, you can take the vinyasa, chaturanga through a back bend, or just press straight to down dog. Once you're in that down dog, take a couple of breaths. And hopefully if I'm following my notes and my pattern, we're on warrior one on the other leg. So lift that left leg up. Bend the knee, draw it into the chest, swing the foot in between the hands. Then walk the foot a little wider to the left. Place the right foot out so the toes are pointed towards the front corner of your mat. Lift the arms up. Take a breath here. Nice big breath in and out. Walk the hands behind the back, finding that funky clasp. Press the fingers towards the heel as you stamp further through that right heel. Lift through the heart, looking up. Then exhale, forward folding. You can stop at the thigh, or you can pull the elbows and the shoulder to the inside and find humble warrior. Notice that left booty wants to pop out. Keep pulling it in. Don't let your hips drop back. Keep the left knee in line with the left ankle. Let the head completely relax, dropping towards the mat. On your next breath, you can draw your hands back by your hips. Inhale, lifting up, finding that warrior one stance again. Exhale your hands down to frame your front foot. Find a runner's lunge. And then step into that left foot, drawing the right foot up behind you, placing the foot next to the front foot. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up. Right hand grasps left wrist, stretch up through the left side, and then reach over to the right. Inhale, back up, switch the arms out. Try to lengthen that right side, and then stretch to the left. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Shift your weight over to your right foot and pop your left knee so you're up on your toes. Draw the left knee up and flex the foot. Ardha Tadasana. Notice the hips. Try to keep the hips centered. As you lift that left hip, don't pull it, or as you lift that left knee, don't pull the hip higher. Try to make the leg do the work. From here, you can take the left leg out to the side. Come back through center. Again, take it out to the side. Back through center. And one last time, take it out to the side. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Let your left hand reach down, finding that foot. If possible, place the foot up into the right thigh. But if needed, it can be at the shin, the calf, or it can be kickstand. All right? Love it. Find your stability. And if balance is really driving you crazy, don't worry about it. Go back by a wall or a sofa as I'm falling out. Do as I say, not as I do. Lift those arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pull up through the belly and see, can you draw the foot off and bring the leg back to Ardha Tadasana? Stretch the left foot out and place the foot down. Shake the legs out. Plant that left foot, popping the right knee. You know where we're headed here. So keeping the hips quiet, lift the right leg up. On an exhale, take the right knee out to the right side. Bring it back through the center. Take it out. Bring it back through the center. Take it out. Bring the left hand to the left hip. Reach down, find that foot. Place it up in that left thigh. If that's not going to work, you just slide it down the leg until it's comfortable. Find your stability and then work on taking that right knee further behind the left leg. It's a hip opener. If you'd like to play with the arms, go ahead. Not really necessary, but when you're ready, draw that right foot off, finding Ardha Tadasana. Stretch the right leg out, lift it a little higher, and then bring it down to the ground and shake those legs out. I've been having trouble with my hip flexors, so I keep working on that. I keep making you guys try to lift that leg, lift that leg, lift that leg. All right, shake the legs out, get a drink if you need it. From here, we're going to add on to that a little bit. And I would like you to have 2 blocks at the front of your mat. Make certain that they're wide enough that when you come through a chaturanga, you don't feel like you're going to whack yourself. And then find your Tadasana pose. Go ahead and drop those hips, finding Utkatasana chair. Notice, don't let the hips curl forward, press them back and away. Pull the belly in, lift the heart, squeeze the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hand and step or hop back, finding plank. Take chaturanga, perhaps you hover, and then maybe you pull through to up dog. Curl over those toes, lift the hips, finding down dog. Take a couple of breaths. We're headed to warrior one from here, so lift that right leg up, bend the knee, swing the foot in between the hands, coming back to that warrior one stance. Inhale, lift through the arms. This time we're going to keep the back flat, float forward, coming over that front thigh, bringing the hands down to your blocks. Make certain that your front foot is pointed straight forward. Inhale, lift the back leg, straighten the right leg, and come to warrior three legs. Sorry. Check in on those hips. We don't want the left hip lifted. We want them square. You can come to the fingertips, lifting through the heart. Keep pulling that left leg up behind you, trying to keep it parallel to the ground. Maybe you start playing with lifting the hands to the heart. Yeah. Now, in order to do that, think of that cat-cow extension we did, how you lifted through the spine and the heart, pressing out through the legs. And when you're ready, bend that standing leg, float back to a high lunge, and lift the arms. Beautiful. Exhale, and as you do, inhale, and as you do that, step forward and draw the left foot up to Ardha Tadasana. Exhale, hands to the heart center, and bring the left foot down, shaking the legs out. All right, let's do that again. We kind of messed up. We played with, messed with a sun B, all right? The other day in class, we did sun A, B, and C, so hopefully people are starting to go, oh, I know where she's headed. All right, drop those hips. Inhale the arms up and find your chair pose. Beginning of a sun B, right? I got a giggle there. I saw Susan, she had to touch the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Plant the hands and step or hop, finding your plank. Take a moment here, feeling the alignment, making certain that you're not hyperextending your elbows. It's the arms doing the work. Exhale, chaturanga. Pull through, baby cobra, up dog, whatever serves you. Exhale, press back, down dog. Take a breath. On an inhale, lift the opposite. Hopefully it's your left leg straight up. We're coming to warrior one. Draw that foot in. Set up your warrior one. We've been here once before, well, a couple times before in class. It's kind of a resting pose now in between here. Now again, stretch through the spine. Lean forward over that front leg, extending long back. You're going to want to come back to that. Hands come back for stability, holding the blocks. Step into the left leg, floating the right leg up parallel to the ground. Lift the heart so the back is parallel. Now maybe you start to play with pulling the hands away. You can play with that as long as you'd like. I'll watch, and when everyone's ready, you're going to bend into that back knee, pressing the back foot down, finding your high lunge. Yeah. Inhale, and as you do that, step into that left foot, swing the right foot forward, and find Ardha Tadasana. Can you hold it? And then plant that right foot, yep, and shake the legs out. Nikki and I were wobbly, but that's okay. Shake it all out. All right. From here, I haven't gotten our warrior two in yet. I'm doing the Susan thing of what do I have to eject out of class. All right, from here, I really want to get in. I don't do a lot because I'm not good at it. So, yeah, we go to 10:30. So, I want to do it's a standing figure four, a standing pigeon pose. It's a great hip opener. Okay, so stand on your right foot, and it's a lot like tree. So if you think about it like that, lifting the left leg up and then taking the external rotation on the thigh, draw the left leg over the right knee. Now, as you lift up through that standing leg, try to take the left knee further back behind you. Now you can stay here, or you can bring your hands to your heart. And pressing the hips away like in chair pose, you start to drop down, keeping the heart lifted, bending the right knee. Flex that left foot to protect the knee. And also because ultimately we want to be able to bring the arm down and hook that foot around the forearm. Love it. Take a few breaths here. Susan, you're probably open enough from class yesterday. If you want to do what you did in class, go for it. The rest of us are going to inhale and try to straighten back up without losing it. And then draw that left leg off and place the foot down. Shake those legs out. Beautiful. All right. So notice that was the same thing we did seated, laying down, and now we're doing it standing. Plant that left foot, pop that right knee. Fix your gaze on one spot. Pull the belly up and in. Draw the right leg up. Take the external rotation and place the foot over the knee. Flex the foot, push the hips away, and start to bend the left knee. Try to keep that left knee tracking forward. Don't let it bow out as you slowly descend, keeping the heart lifted. You can bring the arms down. You might be able to hook your left arm. Susan's going for the arm balance. Martha's going for the hook. When you're ready, you can inhale, lifting back up, straightening back out. And then unhook the leg, plant the foot, and shake the legs out. Let's plant the feet, inhale the arms up. Let's work that out with a sun salutation. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, step or hop to your plank. Take your chaturanga. Find your back bend. And then press back, taking down dog. Take 3 to 5 deep breaths here. Just coming back to a nice calm breath. The end of your next breath on an exhale, drop the knees and come to a kneeling position on your mat. Most of us are going to want to block. This is not our big focal move today, so Susan, stick with me. Susan doesn't like this one. I want you to plant your knees hip distance apart and think about drawing the knees in towards each other. So there's lots of energy going on in the legs. And then press the hips forward. You don't hear that a lot in yoga, right? We want you to press those hips forward. Bring your hands back as though you're going to slide them into jeans pockets. Hopefully your shoulders are nice and open. As you press the hands into the hips, push them down. So give yourself, your spine a lot of traction and lift through the heart. Now this may be as far as you want to go today. What I want you to focus on is I'm squeezing my legs, I'm pressing my hips forward, I'm pushing down with my hands, and I'm lifting through my heart. That may be enough. If you're like, don't get me here and make me stop, you can reach down, finding your blocks, bringing your hands onto your blocks, drawing them perhaps in the middle of your shins, back by your calves. But again, keep pressing, legs push together, hips press forward, heart lifts. If you love camel and this is not enough of a challenge, you can release those blocks and find the heels. Wherever you're at, take your right hand back to your hips. Take your left hand back to your hips. Roll the spine up. Come all the way down, sitting on your legs, and press into a nice easy child's pose with the legs in line. Don't take them out wide here. Couple of breaths. And then place your hands on your mat, lift up through table, stretch your legs out behind you. Exhale, chaturanga, coming all the way down onto your mat. Take the hands back by the hips. Inhale, roll the shoulders, lift through the heart, maybe lift through the legs, finding locust. Exhale and come down. Bring your hands back to the center of your sacrum, clasping your hands. Press down through the toes, lifting the kneecaps. Press the pelvis. Push the hands toward the heels and let that lift the heart. Maybe again, the feet float up. We like to try to squeeze the legs together, but if that's hard on your low back, go ahead and keep it split. Exhale and release, coming all the way down. One last one. Bring your arms out and karate chop the floor in front of you. If I was Allie, I'd make you say hiya. Pressing down through the arms and down through the feet. Again, feel the kneecaps pop up as the pelvis presses down. Then lift, bringing the arms and the shoulders up. Let the feet float up. Superman. Exhale, coming down. Bring your hands to stack. Let your right cheek rest on your hands. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs. Camel and three locusts, kind of intense back bends there. Let the legs stretch out long on the mat. Bring the hands back underneath, coming towards a cobra position. Press and roll the heart forward, lifting up to cobra. Come all the way down to the mat, tuck the toes, reverse your plank, and press back and up to down dog. Go ahead and walk this dog out. Still your down dog, lift your right leg up, float that foot in between the hands. We're setting up for warrior two here. So right foot comes in between the hands, left flat foot goes flat. Make certain front foot bisects the arch of the back foot. Windmill the arms up and find your warrior two. Nice big breath in and out here as you pull the belly in and relax the arms. Flip the front palm and go for a nice reverse warrior. Come back through your warrior two. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Right forearm comes to the right thigh. Pull that right butt cheek towards the left heel and stack left and right shoulders. Reach your left arm straight up towards the sky, then flip the palm as though you're going to high five somebody, reaching the arm out over your left ear. Keep pulling that left rib cage towards the floor to lengthen the right side body. Now you're welcome to stay here, or maybe the right hand sneaks down to the floor, or we grab a block. With your next inhale, use the left side body to pull you back up to warrior two. Inhale and straighten your front leg. Reach the right arm out to the center of the room and float the arms down, finding a triangle. Couple of breaths in this triangle. Focus on your left hip as you breathe, pulling the left hip towards the ceiling. Let your gaze go down by your right foot, bend into the knee, bring the hands down to frame the front foot, pivot the back foot into a runner's lunge. Step back, finding your plank. Either take the vinyasa or simply press straight back, finding down dog. On your next inhale, float that left leg up. We're headed back to warrior two, so bend that knee, bring the foot in between the thumbs, and then pivot the right foot down to the floor. Windmill the arms up, settling into your warrior two. Flip that front palm, going for reverse warrior. Come back to your warrior two. Take the right hand to the right thigh, left forearm to the left thigh. Now, if on the other side you were like, shoot, I want to take the fingers down, but I can't reach a block, go ahead and grab your block right here. Yeah. Then focus on stacking hips and shoulders. Again, take that right arm straight up. And then flip the palm so you're going to high five somebody and then reach the arm towards the floor. Now focus on that right rib cage, because when you move the arm, it might have popped up. Pull the right rib cage towards the floor. Take a breath or two here, noticing the alignment of front knee over front ankle. Keep the integrity of that and reach the arm towards the floor or a block. The lower arm, sorry, you have to. With your next breath, stretch that right arm towards the sky and come back up to warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Get your stance, and then slide the arms. Notice we want the hips parallel to the long edge. We want the shoulders parallel to the long edge. Keep all that alignment as you stretch the left arm towards the center of the room and float the left arm towards the floor, right arm towards the sky. Again, you're always welcome to have a block, to lobster claw your shin, even your calf. Just don't press down on the shin. Couple of breaths here. Now focus on that right arm and feel the left arm float up the leg as you pull straight up with the right arm. And then stretch the arms out, finding a warrior two as you dip into that front knee. Reach for the floor, find your runner's lunge. Press back to plank. Then you decide, do you have another vinyasa in you? Or are you pressing straight back to down dog and taking a break? Take a couple breaths in this down dog. I love it. Martha's doing the grab the edges of the mat to pull the shoulders further apart. With your next exhale, go ahead and drop your knees, coming down to a seated position on your mat. Swing your legs out in front of you, finding Sukhasana. Check in on those hips, how they feeling. Lift up through the heart, close the eyes, and let the breath come back to that nice even in and out breath. If your hips are still feeling kind of tight when you open your eyes, go ahead and bring your blanket underneath your sit bones. For the rest of us, we're going to let the eyes float open, bring the feet out in front of you, finding Baddha Konasana. You can hold on to the shins and lift up through the heart so that you're pulling yourself forward on your pelvis. Press down through the outer edges of the feet and push the knees towards the floor. Feel the difference here as you relax the arms, bending the elbows, and press into the knees. You can probably go further, but one is passive, one is active. Keep that back flat as you press into the thighs or the knees with the elbows. And then inhale, lift up. Take your right foot slightly off to the side and draw the left foot out in front. So the shin is kind of parallel to the mat. For those of you that like a baby cradle, go ahead and stretch your leg out. All right. For those of folks that still have tighter hips, keep this leg bent. Then you can lift the right leg up. Take with the left hand, hold the right foot, and with the right hand, bring it to the knee. Pull up through the heart, and start to just draw the knee back behind you. Now, if you want to go deeper, you can bring the forearms around the legs. Lift up through the heart. Now, if you want to feel, this isn't doing anything for me, go ahead and stretch that front leg straight and see if that changes things for you. You're welcome to stay here playing with either of those variations, or bring the right foot into the fold of the left elbow, and the right arm wraps around, and you actually pull the leg in for baby cradle. And you can rock that. As Susan says, rock that baby. Go ahead and release whatever position you were holding there. Shake the legs out a little bit. Again, if you like that bent knee version, it's a little gentler on the hips, I think. You can bring that right knee in or keep it stretched out. Lift the left leg. Right hand holds the flexed left foot to protect the knee. And then you start to draw that knee back. It's like more of a back motion, trying to get it open. So rather than going side to side here, try to keep the top body still and try to draw the knee back. So the left knee is going more towards your left shoulder. Yeah, and your back body. Does that feel different? Yeah, okay. Now from here, you can go ahead and start to pull in a baby cradle. And again, you're welcome to stay right here. You're welcome to stretch the leg out. Just pull up through the heart. And if you'd like to go to that little bit deeper version, the left foot goes into the crease of the right arm. Left arm wraps out and around, clasping the hands and pulling that shin up and in. Again, resist the urge to roll back. Pull forward. Yeah, beautiful. Take a couple of breaths here. And then go ahead and release the leg down. Come all the way down onto your back. Draw the feet flat on the floor, knees towards the ceiling, as though you were headed towards a bridge pose. Or as though you were headed to supine figure 4, draw the right foot up and over the left knee. Flex that right foot, bring the arms into robot arms so the triceps press into the mat, fingers towards the ceiling. Plant that left foot. Inhale, lift up through the hips. You might be able to walk your shoulders a little closer to your back heel as you press up into this figure 4 variation of a bridge. Exhale, dropping the hips down, release the right foot, plant it on the ground. Draw the left foot up and over, planting that foot, flexing the left foot. Inhale, lift up through the hips, planting that right foot, but trying to keep the action even in both sides of the body. Push that left heel towards the floor. Sorry, that left, that's a kneecap, towards the floor. Breathe. Unwind, coming back down. Bring both feet to the floor. Take one of your blocks, bringing it in close to your body. When you've got that block in there where you can reach it, inhale, lifting up into a bridge with the block on probably the middle setting. Remembering you've got 3 settings of your block. Slide the middle setting of the block under your sacrum. Externally rotate the upper arms, letting the palms float towards the sky. And you can stay here with the legs bent, or one at a time, you can stretch the legs forward and get a nice front body stretch in this modified supported fish pose. On your next breath, bend your knees, bringing your feet flat to the ground. As you inhale, lift the hips up, draw the block out from under your sacrum. Draw both knees in towards your chest, grasping the shins and rocking side to side. Then stretch the left leg out long on the mat. Let the left hand grasp the top of the right knee, right arm stretches out long, and use the left hand to draw the right knee over the left side body. Nice big twist. Come back through the center, drawing both knees back into the chest. Keep the left knee in tight as you stretch the right leg out. Right hand comes over to the left knee. Left arm stretches out long. Use the right hand to pull the left knee over to the right side body. Breathing into this twist. Inhale the knees back up through center. One last time, bring both knees back into the chest. If you're ready, you can press into your Shavasana, or perhaps take a happy baby quickly here, and then stretch into your Shavasana. So whatever your body is calling for today. I'm going to dim our lights as we all take our last chosen pose and settle into Shavasana. One of the 8 limbs of yoga that we practice is indeed asana. The other limbs of our practice really have to do with our mind. What our mind is saying to our body and how that's reflected in our actions. Whether it's concentration, meditation. So allow your body right now to be present on your mat, to find relaxation, and to thank it for this movement. Begin to notice your breath as you start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing your awareness back to your mat. When you're ready, take a nice full deep breath in and then drop the jaw to exhale it completely. And again, one more time, nice big inhale, dropping the jaw and exhaling fully. On an exhale, draw the knees in towards the chest, grasping the shins, checking in on that low back as you rock side to side, and eventually roll to your right side, letting your hand and head be cradled. Use your upper hand and your upper leg to gently press you up to a seated position, finding one comfortable for your body after your practice. From a reading that I shared with some of you in class previously, a line sticks in my mind where the author said, "Rest assured that after all her years of yoga practice and after all of her heroic yoga attempts and wins, that what really grounds her, brings her back to her mat and centers her, is not those heroic yoga poses, but the moves that ground us and center us, the rhythm of the breath and the rhythm of things that are familiar, like our sun salutations." So I hope today that while we opened up your shoulders and your hips, you found some of that repose and rest here in yoga and can take that off your mat and into your life. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. That was fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me unmute in case Peg or Susan have any thoughts.